hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. Mike,
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Or you gonna run me my coins? Run me my cooch or run me my coins? Run me my cooch or run me my coins? Run me my cooch or run me my coins? That's how I do theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Ooh, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to stop. I thought Lil Murda was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lube and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murda was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Girl. Uncle Clifford, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had it on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like, the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Iyanla Vanzant's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup, clumped here everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. Yeah. Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. Get me up in my DMs, I do want to see if you have some blue thong or blue, jock strap, something like that. I'd love to see it. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy. Hello, people. Hello. How the hell are you? What's going on, y'all? Listen. I ain't gonna hold you. It's a lot of politics going on today. There is a lot of politics going on today, y'all. We got a lot of stuff to break down. We got a lot of shit not a lot of stories, but a lot of things to get through. Okay. Matter of fact, I am, while we're speaking, trying to update my news crawl to make sure I ain't miss nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot going on. A lot. And I am, listen, we're gonna break this down. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna stay informed and make it do what it do, like only we can. Welcome to Run Your Mouth, people. I am LTeddy27 official, and we are here to give you the daily rundown of all of the news and stories that you might have missed while you were at work, while you were, engaging in your usual avocation, down to the job, the 9 to 5, the career. Shout out to Alexander Rogers. While you're doing all of that, we're here to give you the news of the day, and we're going to do that as only we can. I just, I'm excited to get to all of this stuff today. I'm glad I'm glad to hear. I want to, I should say, hear y'all's commentary because I actually enjoy what you all have to say about things more than I enjoy my own. More than I enjoy my own commentary. More than I enjoy my own commentary, I enjoy to see what you all have to say about stuff and your feedback and so forth. So I'm excited to see what you all think and so forth. Let me say hey to y'all and then we'll go ahead and get this party started. Uh Tamara is first. Hey Tamara, what's going on, boo? The inform what's going on, sir? How are you? You all right over there? Tracy W is here. Hey, my love. Terrence, what's good, bruh? What is up? What you mean I'm still here? I just got here, D. And hello to you too. Hey, Angela. I'm glad Trey let you come down here to see us. Cause you know Trey be having you hemmed up, Angela. I'm glad that you know, your boy toys over there down to the Michigan. Let you come around here and frolic with us for a little bit. We still love you. Jason, what's good, bruh? There go my girl. Hey, Demetria. What's going on, boo? Hey, Catherine Powell. What's going on, my love? Catherine, I told you I'm coming to Philly next month. So get with me and I'll let you know the dates and all of that stuff. But I'll be in Philly. I should say, in Philly next month as of right now. As I get more deets, I'll let you know. Crazy homebody girl, what's up, my love? Hero! Hero! Hey, hey. Hey to the motherfucking A. Green girl, it's good to see you. Sharice, all the way over from Cali, one of my Cali girls. Hey, boo. Paul, done let Trey done let Paul up from underneath him so he could come through on time. Paul, Trey been doing good. Give Trey a high five when you know see him again. Because he been letting you up early enough to be the class on time lately. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so glad Trey been letting you come over here and play with us on time. Hey Tarshell, how you doing today? I'm glad to see you in the building. It is good to see you. Hey Janae, another one of my Cali girls. Um Canada is burning. They do have brush fires going on down to the Canada right now. Okay, Catherine Powell. Ciao. Anyway. Mm, mm. We ready to get this party started. If y'all ready to get this party started, before you do anything, hit the like button. Y'all know YouTube ain't gonna do us no favors. So make sure y'all hit the like button, share the video out so that we are in the algorithm and we can do all of the things that we need to do. Hey, Samara, what's going on, my love? What is going on? Listen, y'all, we got a lot to talk about and a lot to do, and we're gonna do it like only we can. All right. So put a shondo in the chat if and when you're ready to get this party started. Let me pull up the dossier so I can make sure. I was looking to make before I pulled up the dossier, I was trying to make sure um I was trying to make sure um that I ain't missed nothing. Lord, it's always something at the last minute. Lord. I gotta hold on, y'all. Give me a second, y'all. Give me just a second. Cause I do need to hey Lock Queen. I do need to add something to the dossier at the I knew it was gonna be something at the last minute I was gonna have to add to the damn dossier. I knew that. I saw that coming. Because it's so much going on today. There's been so much going on today. I was like, yeah. That's why I was checking stuff just before I came on. Hold on. All right. Do that like that. Hold on. Do this like this. Give me just a second, y'all. I'll be right with y'all. I'm trying to put this last little bit in the dossier. Make sure I get this slide up. Cause there's a lot going on. And we need to make sure we cover everything that's going on. All right. I listen, and work was doing a lot today. So that limited the amount of time that I had to do what I need to do to get the dossier up and do production and stuff. And so okay. I think we're about ready. Bada bing, bada boom, bam. Just that fast. We're ready. Okay. So if y'all are ready, I am ready. And with that being said, hey, Tracy C, ladies and gentlemen, non binary, gender conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late, great Larry Myers to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So loved the world. I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. Hey, Felicia Boo. What's going on? Hey, Felicia. So listen. We are at war, apparently. Let the Dems tell it. Not the Dems in Washington, D.C., not the Dems in Congress, but around the country, they said, bitch, we're here for it. We are at war. We're about this life. They ain't doing a fuck thing down to the United States Capitol, but around the country, we are here for all of the smoke. And today we start, and I do mean start in the great state of Texas. That's where we're going to start, and then it's going to trickle out to other places. But we start in the great state of Texas. Now, that young man right there is the head of the Democratic caucus in Texas. However, so here's what has happened. For those of you all not paying attention to politics over the weekend because you might have took the weekend off and said, listen, I ain't got time. I'll catch El Teddy on Monday and he'll bring me up to speed. Beautiful. Oh, I just got my email saying that I'm monetized. I can monetize myself on Twitch. Shout out to Twitch. I can monetize myself on Twitch now. So that's good. Anyway, I just got that email when I was opening up the dossier. All right. So here's how this started. So we talked about how last week Texas was in the had decided that mid-decade they were going to redistrict, and Donald John had directed Governor Hot Wheels Greg Abbott to redraw the Texas maps to add 5 seats. Texas Republicans went and obeyed their God King, redrew a map, and decided that they were going to carve out 5 extra seats, meaning removing 5 Democratic seats and adding 5 Republican seats to Congress. They opened a joint session of Congress on July 21st, and they've had several things that has been happening during this joint session. One of the major things is this: Texas Democrats, about 30 of them, said, "Listen, enough is enough. These people have gone way beyond the pale." Because there was a town hall or a session in Austin at the state capitol where citizens got a chance to drive to Austin and have their voice heard about the redistricting. You have members of Congress like Jasmine Crockett and so forth. They went up there and they voiced their opinions. Greg Kassar, my boy, and a lot of people, and to no avail. The Texas Republicans said, y'all can talk to y'all blue in the face. We're going to do this. So the Democratic members of the Texas legislature, right, said to themselves, we have to, if they are doing things that go against rules and decorum and trying to play nice, then we're not going to play nice with people who don't play nicely. Hey, Candace F. Hey, Brittany Janae. And so, thank you, Angela. Thank you, Demetria, and thank you, Terrence. Hey, Chef Don, all the way here from the ghetto, talking about the ghetto. Hey, LNV. Hey, Miss Baythang. So, what these Texas state legislatures did was, about 30 of them, they said, screw this. We are, you know how they say, in case of emergency, break the glass. Well, they broke the glass. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker talked to the head of the Texas House Democratic Chair Caucus, the guy who you see there in the blue suit at the microphone. His name is Gene Wu, and they came up with a plan, and they said, what we're going to do is we are pulling the ripcord. And they knew that there was a proviso that if they do not meet quorum, and everybody knows that. That's simple parliamentary procedures. If you don't have a quorum, you cannot have a vote on anything. And the quorum is the required number, or the minimum, I should say, number that you need to put any measure on the floor. Now in Texas, they need 2/3 of the members there in order to establish a quorum. If all of those members of the House decide that they're not going, the Democratic caucus, I should say, those 30 members say they're not going, then what happens is they cannot vote on anything. That includes, hey, too feisty, that includes this redistricting package that they have. Now, so they did that. They got on planes, trains, automobiles, and buses, and they went up to Illinois, where the governor of Illinois, Democratic Governor J.B. Pritzker, said, "Don't worry about it. I got y'all. My family owns the Hyatt hotels, so I got you on the hotel. Don't worry about it, boo. My family owns the Hyatt hotels. What are we talking about? We good." And they left, and they decided to break quorum. Now, Governor Hot Wheels and Attorney General Ken Paxton of Texas said, "Oh, that's what we're doing? Well, I hope y'all don't think that we're not going to return serve, right? Y'all don't think that we're not going to flex on y'all and see how we can force y'all to bring y'all asses back to Texas at which they tried to do. So this morning, hey, Universal Goddess, hey, Ronald. This morning, Governor Hot Wheels put this out. Actually, last night, not this morning. Last night. Hold on, let me make this bigger for myself because Lord knows I can't read that, Lord. Okay. Make that bigger for myself over here. Okay. So, Governor Hot Wheels puts this out. Let me read this. It says, real Texans do not run from a fight, but that's exactly what most of the Texas House Democrats just did. Rather than doing their job and voting on urgent legislation affecting the lives of all Texans, they have fled Texas to deprive the House of the quorum necessary to meet and conduct business. These absences are not merely unintended and unavoidable interruptions in public service like a sudden illness or a family emergency. Instead, these absences were premeditated for an illegitimate purpose, what one representative called breaking quorum. Another previously signaled that Democrats, quote, would have to go by an extreme measure, end of quote, of quorum break, quote, to stop these bills from happening, end of quote. In other words, Democrats hatched a deliberate plan not to show up for work for the specific purpose of abdicating the duties of their office and thwarting the chamber's business. That amounts to an abandonment or forfeiture of an elected state office. When the governor calls a special session, our Constitution provides that the quote, legislature shall meet, end of quote. Texas Constitutional Article 3, Section 5, emphasis added. It's not optional, it's a duty. The absconded Democratic House members were elected to meet and vote on legislation, not to prevent votes that may not go their way. Every session, legislators on both sides of the aisle find themselves on the losing side of a legislative vote. And every session, most of those legislators find a way to disagree agreeably and behave like adults rather than going AWOL. This truancy ends now. The derelict Democrat House members must return to Texas and be in attendance when the House reconvenes at 3 p.m. on Monday, August 4th, 2025. For any member who fails to do so, I will invoke Texas Attorney General opinion number KP 0382 to remove the missing Democrats from membership in the Texas House. In that opinion, the Attorney General, notice this is just an opinion, this is not law. The Attorney General considered, quote, whether Texas law allows for a determination that a legislator has vacated office, end of quote, if they intentionally break quorum. The Attorney General concluded that, quote, whether a specific legislator abandoned his or her office such that a vacancy occurred will be a fact question for a court, end of quote. He further concluded that, quote, through a quo warranto action, a district court may determine that a legislator has forfeited his or her office due to abandonment and can remove the legislator from office, thereby creating a vacancy, end of quote. That empowers me to swiftly fill vacancies under Article 3, Section 13 of the Texas Constitution. In addition to abandoning their offices, these legislators may also have committed felonies. Many absentee Democrats are soliciting funds to evade the fines they will incur under House rules. Any Democrat who, quote, solicits, accepts, or agrees to accept, end of quote, such funds to assist in the violation of legislative duties or for purposes of skipping a vote may have violated bribery laws. See Texas Penal Code Section 36.02. That's the same could be true for any other person who, quote, offers, confers, or agrees to confer, end of quote, such funds to fleeing Democratic House members. I will use my full extradition authority to demand the return to Texas of any potential out-of-state felons. Sincerely, Greg Abbott. Now that's what he said, right? Well, so that's what Governor Hot Wheels said, and he's flexing, right? He flexing. He said over there, listen, hey Uncle Jay, hey Aquarius Goddess, we believe, because that's all that is. That's Ken Paxton's opinion that he put out. We believe that this means that you vacated your seat. And if you have vacated your seat, then this could go before a court. And if this is actual a vacancy, then I can fill your position. I can appoint somebody to your position. So he's threatening them, and he's also threatening them by saying that they're committing felonies. They really doing all of this can to fearmonger them. The Texas Democrat says, "Hey, bitch, we're built different." Now, this is not unprecedented. The Texas Democrats did this back in 2023 when Texas was doing everything they could to ramp up those voter suppression laws, and they broke quorum then so that they could stall at the Republican legislators from enacting voter suppression laws against their constituents. Well, the Texas Democrats was like, "Fuck you and fuck your life." Now, one of our girls, Texas State Representative Jolanda Jones, they put a microphone in front of her and she ain't mince words. Here's what she said. I'm sorry, no, that's the letter. She put out a letter. No, let me get you the words she said. Here's what she said. Hold on, y'all can't hear that. Hold on.
A part of my practice is criminal defense.
All right, let me start it over. Here we go.
I'm a lawyer. A part of my practice is criminal defense work. There is no felony in the Texas Penal Code for what he says. So respectfully, he's making up some shit, okay? He's trying to get sound bites, and he has no legal mechanism. And if he did, subpoenas from Texas don't work in New York, so he gonna come get us how? Subpoenas in Texas don't work in Chicago. He's gonna come get us how? So let me be clear. He's putting up smoke and mirrors, and I'm hopeful that the media doesn't follow that. I will also say this.
That's Jolanda Jones. She was here for all of the fuck shit. She said, "Oh, that's what you're doing? Here's what we're doing now." After Governor Pritzker gave cover for some of the Democrats, Governor Hochul of Texas did the same thing. She said, "Oh, I can help y'all out too. Y'all come on. I'll take some of y'all." So Jolanda Jones and some of them, Jolanda Jones and some of them went over to New York, and then others of them went to Illinois. The guy, that's my boy back there, Vinton Jones, who's a black gay representative. You see him in the yellow striped shirt back there. He's one of the black gay state. I think he's the first openly gay black state representative in Texas. Hey, Mamiana. But Jolanda was not here for it. Now, I'm not going to go through because I showed y'all she has a whole letter that she put out a letter last night, and she put out one this morning too. And I'm not going to go through the whole letter that she put out, but let me just say, the letter that she put out is beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. This statement, actually, if I gave Governor Hot Wheels space, let me give our girl, Jolanda Jones, state representative for District 147 out of the Houston area. Let me give her, her space. Here's what she said. Because I don't want it to be said that I didn't give her space. This is dated today, August 4th. This came out this morning. Statement from Representative Jolanda Jones. Notwithstanding the governor's hollow threats, I have not abandoned my office. I continue to actively serve the people of House District 147. My district office is fully functioning, and my team and I are working every day to help constituents navigate housing, healthcare, schools, and state agencies. So yeah, that part. Let me be clear. Abandonment under Texas law is not mere absence. It requires a voluntary and permanent relinquishment of duties. That's not what this is. I'm fulfilling my duty by fighting against unconstitutional, racist, surgically precise redistricting maps that target Black and brown Texans. As a trial lawyer with over 30 years of experience, I have a legal and ethical obligation to challenge injustice. What the governor and his cronies are doing is a direct violation of both the U.S. and Texas constitutions. I will not comply with efforts to undermine democracy. Under Texas law, there are only two ways to remove a legislator from office. One, by removal by address, which requires a two-thirds vote in both the House, 100 of 150 members, and the Senate, 21 of 31 members, followed by approval from the governor. Two, expulsion from the House, which requires a two-thirds vote of the full House, 100 members must be present and vote for expulsion. And to be clear, the House cannot even conduct business without 100 members. There are 88 Republicans and 62 Democrats in the House. So it is mathematically impossible for Republicans to expel any member on their own. If any Democrat chooses to side with Republicans to expel one of their own, they are aligning against their party and their voters, and they might as well switch parties because they will not survive re-election, nor will they ever see another one of their bills passed. Governor Abbott knows, or should know, that Texas warrants aren't enforceable nationwide. They typically only extend 150 to 200 miles. So good luck. And if anyone tries to drag me back from outside that jurisdiction, I'll sue for kidnapping. And trust me, Abbott, Trump, and their cronies are not the only ones who can bring legal action. Let's also be clear. There is no felony in the Texas Penal Code for legislators breaking quorum. The governor is inventing charges for political theater, but I don't cower to Republicans who bow to Trump. I'm not scared of Abbott, Trump, or any of their desperate threats. The Texas Constitution, not House rules, governs quorum. It takes two-thirds to conduct business, and only the people of Texas can change the Constitution, not the governor, not the House, not the AG. Even the Attorney General refused to give an opinion on whether legislators can break quorum. He punted to the Texas Supreme Court. Why? Because this is unsettled legal ground, and he knows it. And while at least 130 Texans have died, most of them children, and others are still missing, Governor Abbott has chosen to spend state resources hunting down duly elected legislators who are fighting his racist system. He could be using that energy to help families to fund after school programs or to focus on the real crises facing Texas, but instead he vetoed a bipartisan bill that would have fed children just to hold it hostage for this special session. This is not leadership. That is not leadership. That is cruelty. His efforts to gaslight Texans are not working, and they sure as hell aren't working on me. Republicans have broken quorum before, but now the Democrats are doing it to protect voting rights. Abbott wants to cry foul. Please. With all the whining coming from the most powerful man in Texas, I'm going to need a side of grapes, brie, and salami because he's bringing the full charcuterie board of hypocrisy. And that's the letter. I'm here for it. I'm here for all parts of this. State Representative Jones, we're here for it. We are here for all parts of it. We need more Jolanda Joneses in not just Texas state legislature. We need her in fucking Congress. Okay? Why can't we get her to fill that seat that Sylvester Turner had when he died? I'm just saying. I'm here for all parts of it. Mama ain't down, Demetria ain't down. Cleared. Baby, she cleared the building. Mama said, I'm not here for this fuck shit. Girl, my name is not Hakeem Jeffries. My name is not, I'm not none of these people. Baby, I'm here for all of this smoke. Y'all got lawyers, I got them too, bitch. Bitch, why? She dropped the mic. Mama said charcuterie board of hypocrisy. I was here for it. I was here for all parts of it. That was a beautifully written letter. Beautifully written. Listen, I, baby, I don't know what to tell you. Y'all might not want to play with her. Y'all might not want to play with her. Okay, that's what she said, Terrence. You want to come get it? You want to come get it? Now, so we got all of that happening. 3 o'clock Texas time came. Nothing happened. We'll see what now. You know, Governor Hot Wheels, he don't like to be challenged. So we'll see how he returns serve. But the Texas Democrats have thwarted the convening of the special session of the Texas legislature. And now they can't vote on this redistricting map. Now, I told you, Democratic governors around the country have decided they're here for all of the smoke. I told y'all last week that California Governor Gavin Newsom said, "Y'all take seats in Texas from the Dems. I'm taking seats in California from Republicans." One good turn. He's already convened members of his legislature and of his administration to go ahead and draw the maps. That's already happened. So much so, Republicans in the great state of California are now afraid because y'all have opened up this Pandora's box, and who knows where it's gonna stop. So the guy you see right there is Representative Kevin Kiley, who's a state representative in the great state of California. All right. Kevin Kiley. He said he plans to introduce legislation tomorrow that would ban all Medicaid redistricting efforts nationwide. I'm sorry, not state representative. This is actual sitting member of Congress in California. He's not the state representative. He's actually a U.S. representative. Excuse me. Kevin Kiley. Now, he's a Republican out of California. He says he's going to introduce legislation tomorrow that would ban Medicaid redistricting efforts nationwide and nullify any new maps approved before the 2030 census. Now, I want to know, because last time I checked, Representative Kiley, Congress is on recess. They're on vacation for the summer. The House is on vacation. In a statement today, Representative Kiley took aim at his own governor, Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom, who said he was exploring several options for California to take on its own redistricting push in response to Texas Republicans' move to redraw their state maps. Newsom said he is working with the legislature to bring a new map directly to voters for approval in a special session this November. Representative Kiley said in a statement, quote, Governor Newsom is trying to subvert the will of voters and do lasting damage to democracy in California. Fortunately, Congress has the ability to protect California voters using its authority under the election clause of the United States Constitution. This will also stop damaging redistricting war from breaking out across the country. End of quote. He said. You ain't got no smoke for Governor Hot Wheels, right? Because he started this fuck shit. Your God King, your God King Donald John, he started this by calling Governor Hot Wheels and telling him to do this. So all this smoke about redistricting wars, y'all started this. And what you're afraid of, sir, is they can completely write you out of Congress. Representative Kiley, now you're afraid. Now all of a sudden you're afraid, bruh, because you was good with Governor Hot Wheels doing this in Texas, But now that a Democratic governor has returned serve and is going to write your ass out of Congress when he redistricts, now all of a sudden, oh no, we have to stop this. Oh my God, we're in the redistricting war. Baby, we're here. The war is here. Too late for you to try to push something out there now. While you have him doing that and trying to stop California, Governor Hochul in Texas said, New York said, hey, I'll take some of you Texas Democrats as well. And in addition to that, I got some of my own things to say. So what did happen? Here's Tracy's governor.
They'd rather silence voters than serve them. From my perspective, to refuse to stand up and fight for our democracy as we are joining in solidarity with our friends from Texas means one thing. You won't fight for democracy, you're doomed to lose it. For almost 250 years, our democratic experience has been fought for, and it's endured. As governor of a state where many of those early battles took place, we're commemorating them next year. Those battles for freedom were here. That's why I cannot stand by and let this happen while Donald Trump and his co-conspirator, Greg Abbott, erode our democracy and drag us toward authoritarianism. Now, what Texas and Republican states are doing at the direction of Donald Trump, I say is nothing short of a legal insurrection against our Capitol. Legal meaning they're using the legal process. Does not mean it's legal, and it must be stopped. If Republicans are willing to rewrite these rules to give themselves an advantage, then they're leaving us no choice. We must do the same. There's a phrase, you have to fight fire with fire. That is a true statement of how we're feeling right now. And as I've said, another overused but applicable phrase, all's fair in love and war. That's why I'm exploring with our leaders every option to redraw our state congressional lines as soon as possible. Our state.
The woman said we at war. We're exploring all options. We're at war now. Y'all wanted it. Y'all started it. Like to hear it go. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. Because if y'all want, listen, you can't have it just one-sided. Y'all want this smoke, let's get it. Now, Dems, y'all, listen. If you recall, I believe it was either last year or 2023, may have been 2022. There was a bill that came to the House floor that wanted to outlaw independent wanted to require all states to have independent organizations or independent groups draw the maps, redistricting maps. Included in that bill was a codifying the fact that states could only redistrict right after the census. All of the but by voting on that law, what would have happened is it would have taken out of the hands of every state the right to draw their own maps. An independent group would draw the maps. That bill was voted up by all Democrats, voted down by all Republicans, right? Now, in many states, a lot of Democratic state legislators wrote into their constitutions that independent groups would have to redraw the maps instead of the governor or the state legislatures. So they essentially tying the hands in cases like this of the governor or the state legislature from redrawing the map. And that's because they were trying to play nice with people who don't play nicely. not seeing the writing was on the wall that every Republican voted no against this because they don't want to play fair. They don't want no fucking independent organizations drawing no maps. They want to draw their own. Fuck that. Fuck that. Now, I'm with you, Tracy. Y'all might need an independent person. That's gonna make it all blue. But we know how y'all draw maps over there, not Texas, New York. Y'all be fucking shit up because y'all be trying to fight against progressives more than you're fighting against the fucking Republicans. Y'all lost like 8 seats when you redrew the maps back in 2021. Now, the news that just came across my crawl is this: Dustin Burrows, the Republican Speaker of the Texas House, urged absent Democrats to return to the state, saying that he had, quote, signed the civil arrest warrants, end of quote, and that he was working with Texas law enforcement to, quote, locate members, end of quote. At a news conference this afternoon, after the state legislature failed to reach a quorum, he said, quote, I am hopeful there will be more members here tomorrow, but I am disappointed that while these members are here reporting for their duty under the Constitution, others are out of the state in New York and Chicago and places they do not represent, obviously getting lots of attention at this time, end of quote. Now, Burrows said he had spoken to Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who had offered the state's Department of Public Safety to help, quote, establish a quorum and do this special session. End of quote. Abbott said in a statement earlier that he had ordered the Department of Public Safety to arrest House Democrats who did not show up after this afternoon, though it's unclear how the directive will work for lawmakers who are out of the state. Mm-hmm. We listen. We are at war here. These people the gloves are off. We are here now. We are here. Y'all, I'm glad somebody, because the federal level is failing us. Now the states have to get involved. And these Democratic governors and these Democratic state legislatures, legislative members of these respective states, their Democratic members said, listen, enough is enough. We're not here for this fuck shit no more. We're not just going to sit back and go hashtag Bohica. We're not going to go hashtag Bohica like the people down to the Washington, D.C. are. And what I want y'all to pay attention to is, pay attention to this, pupils. Pay attention to this. I want y'all to pay attention to the people in your state legislators that are knuck if you buck and up for the fight. And I say that because we have primaries coming. We absolutely have primaries coming. And here's the deal. Even if someone is not on a ballot, guess what? I believe every state, if I'm not mistaken, has the ability to have a write-in candidate. I would, check with your state, check within your respective states, but I don't believe there's a single state in the country that does not have some form of a write-in candidate process. Because if these people need to be moved out of the current Congress and we move some of these state representatives and state senators in these seats that's going to go in there and fight for us, then we need to fucking do that. Because these people that are there are not doing us any good. They're not. How many Democratic governors? I don't. Hold on. Let me see. I used to know. Right now, there are 23. There are 23 Democratic governors and 27 Republican governors. Now, we have several states where it may be a Republican state, but have a Democratic governor. States like Kentucky, what state is that right there? I can't think of that state right there. I'm looking at the map. I can't. Kansas. I couldn't think of damn Kansas. Kansas is another red state that has a Democratic governor. So there are some red states that have Democratic governors. Like I said, Kansas and Kentucky and North Carolina. But right now there are 23 Democratic governors in these yet to be United States of America. So, but listen, here's the other part. Now, with all of this infighting, you know what they're not talking about? You know what they're not talking about? While all of this infighting is going on, ladies and gentlemen, here's what they're not talking about. There's a case that is going before the Supreme Court about redistricting. Now, we had the South Carolina adjudication ruling from the Supreme Court, decision from the Supreme Court last year, or was that earlier this year? Believe it was last year. But now there's a case in before the Supreme Court of from Louisiana, and the state and what happened is Louisiana was forced to have a second majority black district so that black people were not disenfranchised. Louisiana sued and said that was disenfranchising white voters. Oh yes. And so the decision from the Supreme Court about that respective case, about having a predominantly black voting district in Louisiana, if that's struck down, and the Supreme Court does that, they are essentially gutting the main part of the Voting Rights Act that protects the voters of the voting strength of minority groups. And if the Supreme Court sides with Louisiana, that basically guts the entirety of the Voting Rights Act. And essentially, what these states will then do, the very few Democratic seats you may have in some of these red states, like in a Tennessee, where you have Democratic members in areas like Nashville and Memphis, or in areas like Alabama, where you have Terry Sewell up there in Birmingham, or is that Montgomery area? You have those black areas within Republican states. What would happen is that would give those Republican states the ability to completely remove any district that protects the voting strength of a minority group, and essentially say, we don't give a damn about y'all. It's white, and always white. And not just white, but white and Republican. So, yes, we have all this going on in these respective redistricting wars that are going on. But behind the scenes, what we need to focus on is what's going on, how the Supreme Court adjudicates that Louisiana decision. Terry is in Montgomery. Thank you. I couldn't remember if it was Montgomery or Birmingham. So Shamari is in Birmingham. Who's in Birmingham area? Is that Shamari? Figures, because no, I thought Shamari had the area down like toward like Harold and stuff. Didn't Shamari get that area down toward southern Alabama with Harold? I ain't so Jeff. I could be wrong. I have to look at the maps. Oh, we've been going back, Xavier. Hey, Xavier. We've been going back. And I can't even say at this point we're going back. We're here. We're here. Right, exactly. Terrence, California was one of the states that voted that they had to have their maps drawn by independent organizations outside of the legislature and the governor. And now they're looking to throw all of that out of the window. Because at this point, you can't play nice with the people who don't play nicely. You can't. Listen, we are in political war. This ain't just political theater. The gloves are off. They ain't doing a fuck thing in Washington, D.C. So now it's being handled on the state level. Hey, Katrina, I don't even think I said hey to you. We're going to keep you posted and updated on everything. I'm sure I'll have updates on this tomorrow as we continue to look at this situation. In more news, Republicans are infighting now. Now, who is that? That's Senator Chuck Grassley, who's like 1,001 years old. I really think he's like I think he's like 91, but he's like a million years old. Somebody look up how old Senator Chuck Grassley is out of Iowa. I think he's like 91 or 92 years old. I'm serious. Well, Senator Chuck Grassley, uh huh. Anybody can tell me what what committee Senator Chuck? I want to see which one of my pupils is which one of my pupils is the smart grade A student. Anybody know which committee Senator Chuck Grassley is chair of? Anybody know? See who knows. I'm just trying to update my feeds, y'all, to see because this stuff is going to be moving probably while we're live. So I want to make sure nothing with this Texas situation um comes out while we're on live. Um so Senator Chuck Grassley is chair of the Judiciary Committee. Mm-hmm. Hey Montrez, what's good, bro? I'm just saying. Senator Chuck, oh, he's 91. Okay, I thought he was 90 something. He's chair of the Judiciary Committee. So the Judiciary Committee is a very powerful committee. Now, last week, your president, Donald John, got mad at Senator Chuck Grassley, and Senator Chuck Grassley and went off on him on Truth Social. So Senator Chuck Grassley, who's a Republican out of Iowa, ain't take too kindly of that. And now here we are. Let me read this to you. Senator Chuck Grassley, Republican of Iowa, is placing a hold on 3 of President Trump's nominees to the Treasury Department over forthcoming administration rules expected to hamper tax credits for wind and solar energy. Chuck Grassley, who recently engaged in a heated back and forth with Trump over the handling of judicial picks, announced his move to place the holds in the congressional record Friday. He said, quote, today I placed a hold on 3 Department of the Treasury nominees, end of quote, specifically naming Trump's picks for the department's general counsel, assistant secretary, and undersecretary. The Iowa Republican added that while the quote big beautiful bill end of quote recently passed by Congress allowed for wind and solar companies to continue to get tax credits if they begin construction of their projects in the next year, the Treasury Department, quote, is expected to issue rules and regulations implementing the agreed upon phase out of the wind and solar credits by August 18, 2025. Until end of quote. And he said, quote, until I can be certain that such rules and regulations adhere to the law and congressional intent, I intend to continue to object to the consideration of these Treasury nominees, end of quote. Senator John Curtis, Republican of Utah, is also placing a hold on the same nominees for the same reason. Let's be clear. All of that word mumbo jumbo you tried to give us, we know what this is about, because Senator Chuck Grassley, you have fallen in line with your God King since he got in office. You've given him unfettered support, unbridled fealty, and everything your God King told you to do, you did it and didn't blink twice. Now, all of a sudden, you find these technicalities because your God King went off on you, and now you're holding that. Listen, sir, sir, we don't buy it. You're doing this because you're mad and you think this is going to help you get back at your God King. Please be clear. Your God King will not be stopped. He won't be. And you'll do like everyone else. You'll say all of this shit in another day or two. You'll fall in line. I mean, your God King might just be waiting for you to drop dead anyway. You only got like 5 minutes left here. I don't even know why you're still in the Senate. You should be spending the last 2.3 minutes of your life that you got left enjoying yourself. But you over here picking fights with your God King as if, it's going to change anything. We know before the week is out, you will go, you'll bend the knee. You'll go full hashtag Bohica and bend the knee. We know that we know that you will fully go Bohica. Sir, we believe none of this infighting. None of it. None of it. We've seen what you people do. So I can't even say that. Uh Candace F, because they count on Trump being the mechanism by which many of them can stay in office. The Republicans across the country don't like JD Vance like that. Like, he's unlikable. So putting JD Vance in there is not going to help their agenda. I'm just saying. Now come on, cortisol, do your damn job. Child, Ronald say wind energy is big in Iowa. Okay, thank you, Demetri. I was trying to figure out where she was. Moving on, in other news, y'all's boy, what's the little boy from the Munsters? What is his name? Adam Munster or whatever from the Munsters. You can't tell me he don't look like he could have played as the little boy that was on the Munsters. Anyway, that's y'all's boy Marco Rubio. Well, the State Department is proposing requiring applicants for business and tourist visas to post a bond of up to $15,000 to enter the United States, a move that may make the process unaffordable for many. In a notice to be published in the Federal Register tomorrow, the State Department said it would start a 12-month pilot program under which people from countries deemed to have high overstay rates and deficient internal document security controls could be required to post bonds of $5,000, $10,000, or $15,000 when they apply for a visa. The proposal comes as the Trump administration is tightening requirements for visa applicants. Last week, the State Department announced that many visa renewal applicants would have to submit to an additional in-person interview, something that was not required in the past. In addition, the department is proposing that applicants for the Visa Diversity Lottery Program have valid passports from their country of citizenship. A preview of the bond notice, which was posted to on the Federal Register website today, said the pilot program would take effect within 15 days of its formal publication and is necessary to ensure the U.S. government is not financially liable if a visitor does not comply with the terms of his or her visa. The countries affected will be listed once the program takes effect. The bond could be waived depending on an applicant's individual circumstances. Um, According to the notice, they said, quote, aliens applying for visas as temporary visitors for business or pleasure and who are nationals of countries identified by the department as having high visa overstay rates, where screening and vetting information is deemed deficient, or offering citizenship by investment if the alien obtained citizenship with no residency requirement, may be subject to the pilot program, end of quote. That was a whole lot. The bond would not apply to citizens of countries enrolled in the visa waiver program, which enables travel for business or tourism for up to 90 days. The majority of the 42 countries enrolled in that program are in Europe, with others in Asia, the Middle East, and elsewhere. You got to pay money to come in here now. You coming over? Yeah, run us that 15 grand. Uh-huh. Run us that 15 grand. Appreciate it. In more news, now, here's something that's hiding. This is something that, with all of the redistricting wars that's going on, here's something that they're not talking enough about. But here we are. The Trump administration has stated that cities that boycott Israeli companies would be ineligible for disaster relief funds. hmm Need I say more? Do I need to say more? Do I need to say more? I I don't even know how to even try to wrap my brain around that. Like, I'm really trying to wrap my brain around that. The Trump administration announced today that American states and cities boycotting Israeli companies will not receive natural disaster funding from FEMA. To be eligible for the $1.9 billion available in federal grants from FEMA for disaster preparation essentials, including emergency management salaries and rescue gear, U.S. states and cities must agree that they will not cut off, quote, commercial relations specifically with Israeli companies, end of quote. In essence, signing a loyalty oath to another country. According to Christy Noem's lapdog do girl, carpet muncher, her spokesperson, Trisha McLaughlin, she said, quote, DHS will enforce all anti-discrimination laws and policies, including as it relates to the BDS movement, which is expressly grounded in anti-Semitism. End of quote. Now, back in Israel, I'm not back in Israel. Back in April, the Department of Homeland Security, which oversees FEMA, announced that states and cities receiving its funding cannot boycott Israel. Today, 34 states have laws or policies against boycott, divestment, and sanctions already in place, making today's development a largely symbolic one. There are currently no states that actively boycott Israel, though a handful of cities have moved toward passing laws cutting off business with Israel or companies that do business with Israel over humanitarian concerns. For example, Portland, Maine voted in September of last year to divest from companies doing business with Israel, citing the humanitarian crisis in Israel that Israel has caused in the Gaza Strip. And the city of New Orleans passed, but rescinded soon after, similar legislation back in January of 2018, years before the current war. Y'all, this is happening. You have a government that's saying that they will not give FEMA funds if you say, I don't want to do business with Israel because they're aiding and abetting in a genocide. So you have to show loyalty and fealty to another country in order to get the tax dollars that you've already paid into our country. And these are the people who say America first. This is the same Republican Party, the same administration that claims to be America first. But what it seems to me is even before they want you to do anything for America, they want you to show allegiance to Israel before you even show allegiance and fealty to this country. I'm just putting this out there. And this is something that's happening, and they're being real quiet about it. Now, they made it a point to say states and cities because what they want to do is they want to punish, even if you are in a red state, if you are in a blue city, and that blue city has determined that they're, for whatever reason, not going to do business with Israel, they can withhold FEMA funds. And let's be clear, this could be something made up in their heads. Because how do you truly prove, unless that state has said in writing that they're boycotting Israel, how do you prove that they're boycotting Israel? Because not having a contract with Israel or not doing business with a company that may be from Israel or aligned with Israel does not definitively say that you're boycotting that country or countries that work with Israel. But what they're going to do is they're going to do with these cities like they do with DEI. Put in the Google search the word like they do with DEI. They put in certain words, and if those words come up, then it's automatically DEI. So they'll go to these cities and they'll look at all of their contracts. Oh, you don't have no contract with Israel, so you must be boycotting Israel, so you won't get any money. They are trying to force people into subjection. And now they are using natural disasters as a means and mechanism to force people into subjection. I just want y'all to pay attention to this. Because if I'm a state governor, like a blue state, like a California and a New York and an Illinois, states that are self-sufficient and technically don't need government assistance, they can say, I ain't sending y'all nothing. Y'all don't want to send us the money that we done paid into FEMA, so we ain't sending you no more tax dollars. How about that? Like I told y'all, we are right there at this civil war that's about to break out. I've been telling y'all that since 2021. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. In more news. I told y'all it was a lot of politics today. I did tell y'all it was a lot of politics today. Well, U.S. health officials have told more than a half dozens of the nation's top medical organizations that they will no longer help establish vaccination recommendations. The government told the organizations on Thursday via email that their experts are being disinvited from the work groups that have been the backbone of the advisory committee on immunization practices. The organizations include the American Medical Association, the American Academy of Pediatrics, the Infectious Disease Society of America, These and other credible top medical organizations have been told that they are disinvited to participate in the work groups that are the backbone and come up and make up the advisory committee for immunization practices that come out from the CDC and the NIH. These medical organizations said, don't worry about sending your people. We don't need y'all no more. Dr. William Schaffner, a Vanderbilt University vaccine expert who for decades has been involved in the advisory committee on immunization practices and its work group, said, quote, I'm concerned and distressed, end of quote. He said the move will likely propel a confusing fragmentation of vaccine guidance as patients may hear the government say one thing and hear their doctors say another thing. One email said the organizations are, quote, special interest groups and therefore expected to have a bias based on their constituency and or population that they represent, end of quote. A federal health official on Friday confirmed the action, which was first reported by Bloomberg. The decision was the latest development in what has become a saga involving the the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices. The committee, created in 1964, makes recommendations to the CDC on how vaccines that have been approved by the FDA should be used. The CDC directors have traditionally almost always approved those recommendations, which are widely heeded by doctors and green light or insurance coverage for shots. That's the part that you need to concern yourself with, because when the CDC stops recommending certain vaccines and certain treatments, insurance companies use that as the basis to not cover things anymore. So now you're removing the actual doctors and sciences that do the work in this field and in this vertical, that have the science and backing and all of the experience and history. And you're saying, we don't want you, which is code language for you're not going to bend to our whims and our needs. And we're going to put people in here that are going to tell us the lies, that are going to agree with our conspiracy theories, and that are going to go along with whatever fuck shit we want to put out, which then means you have guidance, incorrect, wrong guidance from the CDC, which will evolve into your insurance companies, health insurance companies and health payers no longer covering certain things. And now all of us are at risk. I told you, these people are trying to kill us. But here's a news flash. What they don't understand is we don't live in an island. And while they're trying to kill us, the constituents, they're killing themselves and their own families. These people are trying to wipe us all out. This was the story. This was the story that I remember at the beginning of the William Out. I said, I need to add this to the dossier because I saw this story and I said, no, my people have to hear this, because I promise you, this is not making the top of the headlines. And this affects everybody. This affects every single person living in this country. And here's the other part. The CDC is so integral to the health and quality of health, not just in America, but across the globe. There are countries and health agencies and organizations all over the world that depend on information that comes out of the CDC and the NIH, and they use them as a source of truth. And now that is going away. This affects everyone. And I don't see people screaming about it. The man just told you you could have your doctor saying one thing and the federal government or the CDC saying something else. We've done several stories here where we've already seen that, where they were saying, "Oh, pregnant women don't need to get the COVID vaccine, or people under 16 don't need to get the COVID vaccine," while the American Health Association and all of the American Medical Association and all of the other agencies and associations that do this work, Infectious Disease Society of America and so forth, said that's not true. But this is what happens when you put somebody that has not a fucking clue about medicine, the medical profession, or anything in charge of these entities. These people are going to get us killed. Let me move on before I spike out. In other news, well, this happened over the weekend. Charlamagne the God and Donald John got into a pissing contest. Donald John called Charlamagne in a Truth Social post a quote racist sleaze bag. End of quote. That was after Charlamagne told Laura Trump that he believed that Donald John was doing a terrible job since returning to the White House. I don't have no smoke for this. I don't really care. Charlamagne the God don't mean a whole lot to me. His opinion don't mean a whole lot to me. So whatever. Go with God. In our last sugar spiky story, in more news of the Republicans infighting with their fuck shit, the young man who you see on your screen, now if you're from Florida or certain parts of Florida, you probably know who he is. That is Polk County Polk County Sheriff Grady Judge, right? Now, if I'm not mistaken, and I know my Florida politics, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he is the longest serving sheriff in Florida. I know he's been sheriff over 20 years. I believe right now he is the longest serving sheriff in Florida. Well, that's Grady Judd, right? He's Polk County, the sheriff of Polk County. Let's be clear. He's one of the most racist sheriffs in all of Florida. Him, Sheriff, I think his name Ivy over there in Brevard County. They go at it on to see who's the most racist uh, sheriff in Florida. Well, he's upset. He went off on ICE this week because he said that they're trying to take his deputies. Now we reported last week on how the ICE and the Trump administration are trying to solicit and recruit ICE agents by offering them student loan forgiveness and up to $50,000 signing bonuses. Well, he's saying he's upset because he says, "Well, y'all trying to pick off my people." He said, "Quote, ICE quote that it is biting that is biting the hand that is feeding you," end of quote. Because we know these racist ass sheriff's deputies have been lockstep and key with ICE, allowing ICE unfettered access to their jurisdictions, assisting them with ICE takedowns and everything. Oh, so y'all thought that they gave a damn about y'all? Sorry, you can't have it both ways. Y'all wanted to help ICE. Now ICE is going to pillage your sheriff's deputies. Why would I work for you if I could just go work for ICE directly and get loan forgiveness and get a $50,000 signing bonus and probably make more for ICE than I do for you? And I get federal benefits. Yes, sir. Uh-huh. Don't come over here complaining now, sir. You wanted it. You got it. You got to eat this one, sir. Sheriff, you got to eat this one. Uh-huh. Do. Do. Get over it. Because you can't compete. You don't have the money that see you as a county don't have the money to compete with the federal government and Congress. You know the Republicans that you put in there. You know the Republican congressman that you voted for, sir. They just voted to give ICE billions upon billions of more dollars so that they could offer these same sheriff's deputies of yours more money and pillage them from your sheriff's department. Now, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. They're going to pillage these racist ass sheriff's department for ICE, meaning these sheriffs are now going to have to loosen or lower their requirements and requisites for sheriff's deputies. And so any Yahoo off of Petticoat Junction, any, miscreant and derelict out of the damn trailer park will then become a member of the sheriff's department, become the sheriff's deputy, and be probably even more racist than the ones that just left and went to ICE. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. Child. We started off at war. We are at war. We got Republican infighting. We got the people trying to kill us by not giving us aid from FEMA. We got people trying to kill us by removing doctors and scientists from the CDC. These people are trying everything in their power to take us out of here. As we move out of the sugar spike segment and do the stanky leg, do this belly flop, this cannonball in further down into the dossier. Please, if you have not done so, hit the like button. We got 90 plus people in here. Go ahead and hit the like button. What my likes looking like? Hall monitors, can y'all tell me what the likes look like? Please hit the like button. Share the video out. We having a good time. We have a good time all the time. Chat. Yeah. So we got a couple track stories. She's a track star. We have a couple track stories. The 47. Yeah, we need to hey Antonia. Yeah, we need to get the likes up. Thank you, Antonia. I mean Symmetry. Yeah, y'all go ahead and hit the like button. It don't cost y'all nothing. Y'all ain't gotta be scared. What you scared of? I'm just saying. Anyway, that's Noah Lyles in Olympic champion Noah Lyles in red, and in the yellow and black, that's Kenny Bednarik. Now at the US Championships in that was happening in Eugene, Oregon this past weekend, that was they had the 200-meter final. Now Noah Lyles won. He came from behind and beat Kenny Bednarik. Now Kenny Bednarik got mad, and when Noah Lyles looked at him and gave him a glance, when he beat him, he got mad and pushed Noah Lyles. I have the video. Hold on. I have the video. Here's the video.
The one thing that Kenny Bednarik cannot do in this race, he cannot leave it late. And that's why you see him going right past the world champion, Noah Lyles. But now he has to hold everybody off, including Noah.
Bednarik, as Noah Lyles tries to reel him in. Lyles slightly ahead and looks over and says, I'm still the world champion. And a little bit of a push there at the end as the rivalry comes into view.
He's still the man. And you better believe he's going to start as the favorite in Tokyo, because he's only run 1988. Okay. Fastest time in the world this year. Noah Lyles coming into this race had only run 1988. Kenny Bednarik had been undefeated, and yet Noah is still able to run him down. That's a huge psychological advantage that Noah just gained here. It's like, okay, I know everybody thinks I'm vulnerable. I know you guys have been watching Kenny Bednarik be undefeated all year. Guess what? I am a three-time world champion for a reason. And yes, Kenny Bernard got the better of me in Paris. This ain't Paris. That was impressive. And the little look over and the little discussion after is to make sure that he asserts his dominance. Oh, boy.
And the crowd reacting to that as well as they see it in stadium.
Oh, boy. I love it.
You know, and almost lost in this 1v1 is that Robert Gregory on the outside joins these two now in Tokyo. NCAA runner-up at TCU back in 2024.
Nah, bro. Don't try to shake my hand afterwards. Bitch, you pushed me. Oh, you mad because I beat you? You mad because I looked and beat you, bitch? No, bitch. Don't try to shake my hand, whore. Bitch, you try to shake my hand. Bitch, I'm going to clock you. Bitch, you put your hands on me first, okay? You put your hands on me first. I don't know why you over here trying to shake hands and play nice with me, because, bitch, you knew you was wrong. So when you tried to shake my hand, you might have got slapped in the mouth. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Not kidding, a yummy chocolate. Child. We'll see what we can find, LNV. See if we can find some pictures of Kenny Bednarik. Listen. You can't try to shake this man afterwards after you done pushed him. Baby, you couldn't be pushing me like that and then come up to me talk about trying to shake my hand. Nah, bruh. We all saw it. You got beat. Get over it. Get over it. In more track and field news, so we reported on trash bag ass Sha'Carri, and I don't give a damn how y'all feel, because I've been seeing people and their videos on YouTube talking about, oh, she's such a great person. She just sometimes does bad things. She's fucking trash. You don't like me. You don't like my kind. If you don't like me, you could be damn Skippy. I can't stand your stinking ass either. You said you got a problem with us F words. You got all kinds of smoke for gay people. Well, fuck you and fuck your life too. How about that? Anyway, so you got your ass arrested, as you should have, for assaulting your boyfriend. Because last time I checked, I thought you was a whole ass lesbian licking on labias and stuff. But they say you and Christian Coleman been together for like 2 years. Because last time I checked, you was licking labias. Speaking of which, anybody notice how this wig she got on is coming up? Baby, I know you a track star and maybe hair and makeup ain't your thing. But baby, I shouldn't see this. I should be able to see this, right? Should I be able to see her wig coming up like this? The wig. I mean, is that what they call lace front or whatever? Should I be able to see this wig? Speaking of wigs, there go y'all girl. You know y'all girl had to make it appearance. You know your girl had to make an appearance. Shout out to Wig. We had to do it. We had to. But should I be seeing her wig edge like that? Not that's from the Mama D collection. Ciao. Anyway, so that happened this weekend down to the airport, right? Right? And so not drop top dreads. We got to be serious here, okay? Let's focus. This is cereal, people. Terrence, this is cereal. Oh, God, Terrence, this is cereal. This is cereal, people. Cereal. I can't do this with y'all today. Mm. But I feel like I shouldn't be able to see your lace front like that. Anyway, her boyfriend, Christian Coleman, who decided that after he got beat by her, that he was going to go and build this new house in the great city of Stockholm, right? He decides that fuck this. I don't need my house that I live in now. I'm going to go build this house over in Stockholm because that's where I want my permanent residence, right? How do I know he decided to build his house, a new house, and take residence in the great city of Stockholm? Here's the video.
Personally, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it was just a sucky situation all around. Like, I don't feel as if, like, she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, people have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. And she has, like, things that she needs to work on for herself, of course. And so do I, so do you, like, everybody. And I'm the type of guy, like, I'm in the business of just, like, extending grace and mercy and love. And I feel as if, like, I don't try to look at obstacles either. Like, I just look at, like, situations like this to just, like, you know, take a step back, analyze yourself mentally, and then just try to see what you could do to be your best self so that you can move forward, so you can just be the type of person and a human that God needs you to be for his kingdom and for his glory. And so that's kind of how I look at the situation. And like, and I hate the narrative too of just like, you know what I'm saying, it's so negative. But like I said, it's just like in the state of Seattle, even talking to the cop or whatever, he was just like, it really was nothing I could do. And just like, I understood. But I mean, like I said, it was just a sucky situation. But she's a human being and a great person. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like we've been able to be like really good teammates like all year. And I hate that narrative too because, you know, us coming together, like we're just two like real dominant personalities. And she's, to me, the best female athlete in the world. Like I see it every day. And like, you know, for me in my process, like I just said, like moving training groups, a whole new environment, a whole new, you know what I'm saying, training setup, different than what I've been in the past, like, you know, 10 years of my, you know, track and field career. And transitioning and then still coming back running 9.8 and feeling like I got so much more to give. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my path, that's my journey, and like being so up close and personal with her every day. And like I watched this girl like fall on the track like in February and walk it off like it was, you know what I'm saying, like a cramp, but get back up and have to take like a month and a half of just like rehab and trying to come back. And then 3 weeks later like have a competition and like, you know what I'm saying, like she just has a lot of things going on and like a lot of emotions and forces going on inside of her that like not only I can understand, but you know nobody can, because she one-on-one, and I'm one-on-one too. And so I know everything is happening in God's plan, because obviously He's one-on-one, and so that's really the main focus and the thing that I just wanted to say. And I know that like it's been a tough journey for her this year, but she gonna bounce back. And like I said, I see it every day. She's the best female athlete in the world, and she gonna be just fine. She gonna be good, and I'm gonna be good too. So it is what it is.
How God get in this? I'm trying to think, like you was out there quoting Bible verses and shit and talking about God and all that. How God get in this? Bruh, you let that woman whoop your ass. She beat your ass. Baby, I cannot. I don't know. Baby, you're not just gonna be whooping my ass. I'm sorry. I mean, the good Lord looking down like, now how the fuck I get in this shit? Child, listen, Angela, I just need him to just shut up and be cute and get naked. That's it. That's all. Shut up, be cute, get naked, and that's it. Because I don't even know what he was saying. Like, I checked out. Hey, Genie. Ain't no sneaking in. Listen, I checked out after like the first 15 seconds. I was like, what? We don't have time. Listen, I do not trust anybody that has choicing skills like this week right here. I can't trust you. Look, the placement of this week tells me that I should not trust you. I don't like you, ma'am. Sir, I don't know you like that. You ain't really said nothing bad against me or my community yet. So we still gonna give you a chance. But if you want to sit over there and have Stockholm syndrome, I mean, have a whole residence in the city of Stockholm, be my guest. I can't stop you. I ain't got shit to do with it. Sir, go with God. And some good news. So the executive producers for Tiny Desk have said, don't worry about it. Tiny Desk ain't going nowhere. Now, I don't know how. I don't know what they're going to do to keep the Tiny Desk around. But what they said was, they said, the Bobby Carter, who is the series producer for the Tiny Desk, he said, quote, I've heard from many friends, family, and audience members who are worried that NPR Tiny Desk is shutting down. It is not. Unfortunately, CPB is shutting down. I encourage everyone to support public media and donate. I appreciate all the calls, texts, and messages. They have been overwhelming and heartwarming. End of quote. I'm sure they haven't figured out. They said even though, CPB, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, the hell was that? Somebody car screeching. Anyway, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and NPR may be going away. He said Tiny Desk ain't going nowhere. I'm sure they'll find a way to fund it. We love the Tiny Desk around these parts. So that's some good news. Anyway, in more news, speaking of at war and civil wars, so over the weekend, there was a whole situation between Nicki Minaj and Dez Bryant, former Dallas Cowboy Dez Bryant. They took to Twitter and started windmilling. Now, it started with Dez Bryant, who went on Twitter, who was trying to tell, trying to talk to Jerry Jones about the Micah Parsons situation and some trade things going on, contracts and stuff with the Dallas Cowboys. So he said, quote, I don't think it's smart to mention my name. I kept quiet about a lot of unfair stuff. On some G stuff, we can have story time if that's what we are doing. End of quote. So that's what he was talking to Jerry Jones. Okay. And it sounded like he was ready to, talk about some stuff that he had been dealing with down to the NFL when he worked for Jerry Jones and was a member of the Dallas Cowboys, right? Well, when he said that, he wanted to when he said, quote, we could have story time if that's what we are doing, talking to Jerry Jones now, y'all's girl decided that she would enter the chat about something that they have a fuck thing to do with her. So she then responds to him and said to Dez Bryant and says, quote, hey, it's Nicki Minaj. How about we play a game? End of quote. She then says every time Dez tells a Jerry Jones or NFL story, she'll tell one of her own about Rock Nation, Jay-Z, and CEO Desiree Perez. How we got there, I don't know. Dez Bryant is over here going back and forth about the Jerry Jones situation with contracts and everything. This fucking delusional ass whore decides that she just gonna jump in here with Rock Nation and Jay-Z and shit. How the fuck we get here? So it was like, bitch, what? It was like, bitch, what? So it went from there. At first, Dez, he ain't really, say nothing. He was not nothing too bad. He responded with a video smiling and praising Nicki Minaj as a queen, saying, quote, I'm a fan. I'm not playing games with her or getting in her business. End of quote, right? But the Barbs got involved. I don't know how or why, because it don't take long for the delusional ass Barbs to get involved. Um Nikki calls Desiree Perez an alleged racist, and promised to pull no punches when she started telling her stories. Her post included the Saw movie gifts. And that's when Bryant said, quote, I'm not a fan. I'm not playing games with her or getting in her business. Talk about Nicki Minaj. The Barbs jumped on top of it and they said, quote, he was already involved. End of quote. Dez tried to brush it off, saying, tweeting out, hey, go enjoy your day. How did I get caught in this madness? Which is true. How the fuck did he get involved? Then Nicki Minaj brought up a 2020 article of Dez, accusing Dez of jumping into a past beef involving Nicki Minaj, which he denies. Now she went back and pulled up an article from 5 years ago, saying that he got involved in some Nicki Minaj beef, to which he denied. She made it clear she hadn't forgotten, and the energy shifted from being playful to being combative with him real fast. She then fired off tweets referencing an old domestic dispute Dez had with his mother, saying, quote, go beat your mom, end of quote. Followed by an accusation about Roc Nation using race and influence to manipulate narratives in the Black community. She questioned why Desiree Perez's presidential pardon wasn't widely publicized, hinting at hypocrisy and cover-ups in hip-hop's inner circles. It was a whole fucking mess. That's when Dez snapped back, defended himself, clarified that he was never jailed or convicted was only protecting himself during a chaotic incident, speaking on the incident with his mama. But he didn't stop there. He hit back at Nicki's personal life, bringing up her husband, Kenneth Petty's criminal history. At this point, everything was, all of the bets were off at this point. The gloves were all, it was just over at that. It was all downhill from there. Nicki, because Nicki Minaj is not going to let you get the last word. She clapped back, sarcastically offering Bryant $10 million in cash if he would fight her husband. Bryant then lost it. He then responded back. He said, get that $10 million in cash. I'll stomp that nigga out right in front of you. And it's ROC for life, bitch. End of quote. I don't know what y'all want from me. All I can offer y'all is to be on, is to do my best Donnie Moon. Like, ooh, baby, I don't know. I don't know how we got here. How are we here? Girl, listen. Nicki followed that up with a wave of explosive tweets alleging all kinds of things about Roc Nation executives, political betrayals, and even Dez's own family background. She resurfaced allegations about Dez's upbringing that had already gone viral, saying that he was projecting. Here's what she said. She said Desiree Perez beating her daughter and calling her black son-in-law a nigger, hard ER, with the hard R as an adult. Falsely, you had her own daughter institutionalized as an adult. Lied and said her child was on drugs as an adult. Then she gonna put this tweet is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. I bet you will put that because your ass will be in the lawsuit. Anyway, she said, as a matter of fact, let me go call President Trump and ask for a pardon like Desiree Perez did. Next, I'll get into the casino stuff. And then she put hashtag mommy beater, hashtag mom beater, hashtag rock nation, hashtag bot nation, hashtag twat nation. Then she said, quote, Des Bryant's booty hole allegedly leaks as an adult. Should I start my story times now? End of quote. Listen, I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know what to tell y'all. Y'all got me out here looking like Donnie. What I don't know. I don't know what y'all want from me. She talked about your booty hole, bruh. She talked about your whole booty hole. Well, then she said, she came right back and said, quote, is this you, pussy ass nigga? Projection like always. We didn't make your dad rape your mom, just like we didn't make you beat her. And then she put in parentheses, all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. And then she put, blah, ha, 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 ha. Yo poppy is who you really mad at, sis. Rest. Now, there were some allegations back in the day that said that Des Bryant's dad might have, allegedly, did things to him and stuff like that. It's just a whole fucking shit show. That shit just went left really fast. That man wasn't even saying a fuck thing. Right? So then Dez woke up and said cooler heads need to prevail. So then he goes on social media and issues an apology. He says, quote, I'm not in the sphere of people crashing out on the internet. I don't bother people. I never do. I was just posting about my son. I let the devil win that time. I apologize to the kids who follow me because I care about setting the right example more than you know. By the way, whenever people bring up my past, I want everybody to stop and think for 5 minutes. You can make it through anything if you put your mind to it. No matter how big the battle is, no excuses. He would have made this public apology. I don't know why you even got into it with Nicki Minaj. The woman is disturbed in the head. Like the woman is disturbed in the head. But this all shook down this weekend. Baby, they was in the streets windmilling. Do you hear me? Windmilling. Like it got real. I haven't even gone through all of the tweets. The tweets was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Baby, she is unhinged. She is like she's manic. Like where y'all find these people? I don't listen. Between her and the Barbs, these people are not well in the head. These people are clinically certifiable. I don't know. Cindy, Alex, I ain't got nothing to do with these people. Don, these are your people. These are your people, Chef Don. I don't know. Listen, I want her off my shit too. How did we get here? God, spicy original, child. Because you over here talking about what his dad did to him while he was a child. Meanwhile, you're married to a whole ass pedophile and sex offender. I just, baby, let me move on. I got to get y'all over to Really Be. Somebody go over there and tell me it's Really Be already live. Because y'all finna go over there and try and snitch on me. And we already late for Really Be. How many more? I think I only got 2 more stories left. And we can get out of here. And I can see y'all down to the Really Be before y'all go over there and try and snitch on me and say that I'm the reason that y'all late for her class. Because I know somebody getting ready to go over there and tell that woman that I made y'all late to her class. We about to get out of here real fast. Florida Evans, Esther Roll, Trick Daddy. He has words. He's in the news because he wants y'all to know that he don't fuck with y'all women over 35. He says he's not attracted to women over 35. He said, quote, y'all standards are too high. Y'all too emotional. Y'all are damaged goods from past relationships. End of quote. Sir, you have looked in the mirror, right? You do realize you look the way you look, right? You do realize that the reason, I don't think it's just women over 35. I think it's sighted women, women that have the ability to use their eyes. I think they have a problem with it. Cognitively functioning women whose dendrites flare to the synapses, or vice versa, the synapses flare to the dendrites in their brain cells, can deduce that you ain't shit. As a former international president of the IFFB, the International Federation of Fuckboys, I can promise you that women over the age of 35 don't give a damn if you don't like them. As a matter of fact, they probably like the fact that you don't like them. Sir, we're not going to give you any more of our time. Sir, go with God. In my last story of the day, I just get so embarrassed, y'all, because I used to be so in love with this man. I really did. I used to be so in love with this man. Nick Cannon is in the news, and he's on record saying, quote, hopefully my daughters learn from my mistakes and not date people like their dad. End of quote. I I just can't. I don't know what y'all want from me, but I don't have nothing else. I cannot I cannot. I do not have the energy. Nick, I used to love you down. So now all of a sudden you hope your daughters don't date anybody like their dad, because you ain't shit. And you do realize, it be the ones who be ain't shit ass motherfuckers like you that end up having daughters that do things like, become big whores, be in porn and all kinds of other fuck shit. Not that there's anything with being in porn, but they end up doing things that make you cringe. And you did it, so now you want them to all of a sudden. No, girl, I don't have the energy. I just don't. I don't have the energy for you, Nicholas. I don't have this energy. I don't. We don't have time for you to psychoanalyze you today, Nicholas. We don't. Get away from us and go with God. That's the dossier for today, y'all. Listen, y'all, it's a lot of politics going on. We gonna keep y'all up to date on it. We'll certainly be back tomorrow to make sure y'all are up to date and up to speed on everything. I know I got to get out here and get y'all over to Really Be. However, I think everybody that's been in the chat today, we had some good numbers in the chat today. If you so choose to support the platform, please support the platform. We work hard over here. We try to make sure that we keep you informed of things that mainstream legacy media is not keeping you informed of. And we're over here doing the Lord's work. As I always say, I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. If you have not done so already, hit the like button on your way out. Hit the subscribe button. Consider becoming a member as well. We have a great time down to the members only chat. That's all I got for y'all. I got to get y'all over to Really Be, so stay right there. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow.